बरी जाली गाडी मारून पुढे अजून एकूय टोमॅटो गोरवांनी खाली ना जाल्यार हांगा माकड खूप येतात तांणी खालना किंवा कोणे व्हेलना.
आयज गोंयची परिस्थिती सारकी हाता भायर पावल्या. तरूय आसतना आजुनूय गोंयकारांक गोंय सांबाळपाक जाय जाल्यार एक निमणो उपाय उरला. येस, लास्ट चान्स. काणकोण ते पेडण्यां, वास्को ते मोलें, जोरी तर सगळे लायक मायंडेड गोंयकार आनी अदीक करून गोंयचे तरणाटे एकठांय जायत जाल्यार जे कोण गोंयकारांचे दुस्मान आसात ते कितलोय डुडू आनी कितलोय मासल पावर यूज केलो जाल्यारूय गोंयकारांच्या एकवटा फुड्यान दे वील सिंपली डिसअपियर जस्ट लायक डस्ट इनटू थीन एअर. बट द $1 million question is, are Goenkars intelligent enough to come together with a clean mind to save Goa? As you get identified with this thing and that thing, you are throwing your anchor, hoping your ship will go somewhere. It will only sink. O मोस, मोवाचो मोस, पळयला एका मनशा मुखार हे मोस कितके धाकटे ते.
As his sons headed off to the dump, Frank sought the cool shade of a quiet porch. He thought he was alone, but he wasn't. He barely noticed the bees at first, and certainly didn't see them as a serious threat. But when he instinctively swatted at one, Frank may have sealed his own fate. These were no ordinary honeybees. They were killers. When a dying bee sends a signal to the hive, it provokes the entire colony to attack. The Elam family heard his cries, but they weren't prepared for what they saw.
Help me, somebody! Help me! Help me! Please!
Should we get out? Should we put ourselves in danger? But then a sense of duty came over, and I just jumped out, and my adrenaline took over.
Somebody gonna help me!
Okay, ready? I'm ready, man. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go!
There were hundreds of bees still on him.
मोस कितके धाकटे ते, पूण गोंयकारा तांचो एकवट पळयला. कॅन यू सी द पावर ऑफ देयर युनिटी एंड कॅन यू इमॅजिन द पावर ऑफ गोंयकार इफ वी गेट युनायटेड? Corrupt and arrogant politicians do not care about anything today. However, the only fear they have is Goenkars getting united. Yes, that is the only fear they have, and they are trying their best to keep Goenkars divided.
The robber baron Jay Gould said famously, "I can hire 1/2 of the working class to kill the other half." That was back in the 1800s. Still true today. Jay Goulds of today that they can hire 1/2 of the working class to kill the other half.
Yes, Goenkara, they have all the money. Religion, caste आणि power misuse करून ते लोकांक झगड्यांक घालतात so that they can divide and rule.
काल कर्नाटकाच्यान एक टोमॅटो घेवन गाडी मडगांव वताली आनी मडगांव वता तेन्ना तारे म्हणटा ती गाडी उलटी पडली पळय हांगा आनी गाडी गाडी धडे मारली त्यानंतर तांणी सगळी टोमॅटो आणि गाडी काढून गेली. 40 वरां जाली ही गाडी पडली जाल्यार, पूण अजून ही पळय टोमॅटो कशी फ्रेश आसात. आनी ह्या रोडार हायवेचेर 24 वरां गोरवां ह्याच्यान त्याच्यान भोंवत उरतात. पूण ही टोमॅटो गोरू खावपाक तयार ना. हांवें एक एक्सपर्टाक विचारलें की टोमॅटो गोरू कित्याक खावपाक तयार ना. तो म्हणटा केमिकल मारलें की पयलीं गोरवांक वास येता. म्हणटात खंयच्या वस्तूक केमिकल मारलें जाल्यार ती वस्त गोरूक सहसा खायनात. आनी आयज हें जालां 40 वरां जाली गाडी मारून, पूण अजून एकूय टोमॅटो गोरवांनी खाली ना जाल्यार हांगा माकड खूब येतात. तांणी खालना किंवा कोणें व्हेलना. हाजे वयल्यान हें प्रूफ जाता की हातूंत मोठ्या प्रमाणांत केमिकल मारिल्ले कर्नाटकांतल्यान टोमॅटो आनी बाकीची भाजी फळावळ तशेंच नुस्तें येता. आज FDA गोवा बॉर्डराचेर नुस्तें चेक करता. ते करतात चेक काय ना कोणाक खबर ना, दार बंद करून करतात. आज FDA गोवा बॉर्डराचेर नुस्तें चेक करता. ते करतात चेक काय ना कोणाक खबर ना, दार बंद करून करतात.
But it all adds up to this vast ring of influence over our elected leaders. It's a corrupt system in which we, the people, have near zero influence over our own government. And that is sad.
आणि तीच परिस्थिती आज भाजीची जाल्ली आसा. पळयात कितली बरी टोमॅटो आसात, सुंदर दिसपाक. पूण 40 वरां जाली तरी ही टोमॅटो कुसनात. आमी घरा कडेन व्हेल्यार 2-3 वरां भितर टोमॅटो कुसपाक लागतात. पूण ही अजून तशाची फ्रेश आसात. आनी दुसरी म्हळ्यार गोरवांनी खाल्ला. हाजे वयल्यान प्रूफ जाता की गोंयान मॅक्झिमम टोमॅटो येतात किंवा बाकीची भाजी ही फॉर्मेलिन मारिल्ली येता. आनी ही सगळी चेक करपाची गव्हर्मेंटाची गरज आसा. कारण आज गोंयान कॅन्सराचें प्रमाण भरपूर वाडलां, डायबिटीसाचें प्रमाण भरपूर वाडलां. आनी हाका लागून हे नाना आशिल्ले रोग गोंयान येवपाक लागल्यात अशी गांवच्या लोकांची हें आसा, समज आसा.
So the question is, how do we unrig this system? I'm obsessed with this idea, not just of unrigging it, but actually fixing it. Every voice matters. Your voice matters. If you do nothing, nothing changes. But if we all do a little, we can win together.
We will be able to expand our vision of the world dramatically with a type of technology called hyperspectral imaging. Hyperspectral imaging combines the power of digital imaging with a chemical technique called spectroscopy, meaning it can collect and process information from across the electromagnetic spectrum, far beyond visible light, by measuring how light is reflected at hundreds of continuous wavelengths. Now, this technology isn't new. It's been researched for over 20 years in areas like food security, agriculture, medicine, and forensics. So here are some avocados. I'm sure we have some guacamole lovers in the house. How would you choose which ones are best and for the guacamole that you want to make at the weekend? How would you determine their freshness? This is our vision. Impact Vision's technology in the form of an app. You're shopping in the supermarket and you take a photo of a pile of avocados. The Impact Vision cloud analyzes the fruits based on measures like sugar content and moisture and delivers you a freshness index in real time so you can plan better and waste less. The orange symbol indicates 2 days remaining freshness. Blue is 4 days, and pink is 6 days.
Goinkara, it is not the politicians. It is you and only you who can bring in the system. Provided all like-minded Goinkar come together with a clean mind.
But the potential of this technology is enormous and goes far beyond food. Blood diseases like leukemia could be detected earlier by making blood cells classification. And hyperspectral imaging has huge potential in disease screening, detection, and diagnosis because it's able to detect biochemical changes due to disease development, like cancer cell metabolism. You can even use hyperspectral imaging to detect for diseases like diabetes or untreatable blindness non-invasively by imaging the human retina. Onto the environment. What about this? This is Lake Geneva, and you might want to go for a swim there if you were on holiday in Switzerland. This is how it really looks with hyperspectral imaging. All the red area indicates contamination, and you probably wouldn't want to swim anywhere near there. In the future, you will be able to measure this yourself. If we zoom out a bit further, we can see how hyperspectral remote sensing allows a sensor on a satellite to collect information by measuring reflectance from the Earth's surface. We can use this to do things like forecast weather to warn about natural disasters, or track the activities of mining companies, or monitor pollution levels in the ocean. But it's really important to say that one of the best lectures we had last year was from Kentaro Toyama, and it was about how what is technically possible with technology and what actually happens in practice are by no means the same. He spoke about how a deep understanding of a problem, particularly its social, environmental, and political context, is fundamental to solving it.
Goenkara, it is not the politicians, it is you and only you who can bring in the system, provided all like-minded Goenkar come together with a clean mind. No Hindu, no Muslim, no Christian.
Anybody, one may keep on calling oneself a Hindu, a Christian, a Jew, a Muslim, a Buddhist, makes no difference. Human being is human being.
That all the big achievements of humankind, whether it's building the pyramids or reaching the moon or splitting the atom, these are all the result not of individual genius, they are the result of mass cooperation.
You know, we've been conditioned to think that only politicians can solve our problems. But at some point, maybe we will wake up and recognize that it was politicians who created our problem.
The system, the world, the future gets worse every day that we don't do something about it. Every day that we stay silent about all the injustices we see, the world gets worse, things get worse. All those years I was sitting, hoping for someone else to come forward, and no one did, right? That's because I was waiting for a hero. But there are no heroes. Individually, it's not, me, whoever you are, that's the Iron Man. Right? I don't care if you're the biggest doomsday prepper with cans full of beans. If the world ends, it's going to affect you. We make things better. We become safe together. Right? Collectively, that is our strength. That is the power of civilization. That is the power that shapes the future. Because even if you make life great for you, you're going to die someday. You're going to be forgotten someday. Your cans of beans are going to rot someday. You can make things safer. You can be more careful, right? You can be more clever, and there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, you have to recognize if you're trying to eliminate all risks from your life, what you're actually doing is eliminating all possibility from your life. You're trying to collapse the universe of outcomes such that what you've lost is freedom. You've lost the ability to act because you're afraid.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
And that's what got us into this mess.
As you get identified with this thing and that thing, you are throwing your anchor, hoping your ship will go somewhere. It will only sink.